first of all, taking care of the basketball, shot selection, those things are imperative. We've got to do a good job of getting baskets inside. We've got to finish better, and we got to make free throws too. So as well, it'll be physical. We know that we'll be aggressive. We got to play through contact. We understand that, and we've got to finish around the basket. So defensively, we've got to limit the transition. And we've got to keep the ball out of the inside. So nothing for Lee in transition and their wings, and then keeping the ball from out of the paint. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're getting ready. Everybody's pretty healthy. Sterling is away today, and he had to go family emergency, and his grandmother passed away today. So he'll be back tomorrow.
So we obviously saw you were pretty pleased with the defensive performance with the video.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good week of practice. I thought we really emphasized some things and got some things across. We did a lot of film work, today too as well. So it was numbers were good. I thought it was representative of how we played, and we made some strides, and we got improvement. But we've got to do it. We've had periods and we've had stretches of good defense. We've got to do it again for 40 minutes come Wednesday.
And what kind of things do you try to do to make sure that carries over and complacency doesn't?
I don't know complacency. I don't think that's an issue. I just think it's the execution. It's the belief, it's the understanding, and then sometimes guys make shots, and the other team's trying to win too. So we have to understand that. But we've got to do a good job around the basket. We can't give up second shot opportunities, and sometimes things occur, but we've got to make them take tough shots for 40 minutes and again, nothing in transition, which we did a very good job against Syracuse. We took care of the ball for the most part. I mean, I think that was important too as well.
Obviously, you got your under 40% mark, that you're looking for. Was that, as far as the circumstances going in and how much you were hoping for that kind of performance, is that maybe as happy as you've been after a game?
No.
Defensively in a while?
No, this is the first time you saw a video of it, so maybe Blaine mapped that for that. So he figured out how to use. He just figured out how to use his camera, his video phone, just the other day. I showed him how to use it, and so that's why it came about.
Those moves are a common occurrence then.
That weren't moves. It was just everybody. The guys actually, because he was still fumbling with it, Matt, trying to figure out how to do it again. So they missed about. We had read off a number of other stats before that prior, so you caught the very end of it. So. Hopefully next time he'll be better with the phone and figuring out how to use that.
A lot of things to worry about, isn't it?
Yeah.
You mentioned different things about the defense, the belief and the understanding. How does the coach go about it?
Well, I mean, we got some young guys. I mean, Cameron, we're playing Cameron more. He's playing good defense for us. He's playing very good defense, and so he's a freshman. And now, he generally, you hope they get better, and freshmen tend to have that learning curve. So I think that was big for us. He played more. Ryan's playing better. He's playing more minutes. Sheldon gave us good defense, and Mike gave us good defense. I think that was good. And Raphael and Alonzo gave us something. We weren't in foul trouble. Sheldon had the 3 in the second, so we were able to play Ryan, and we had Raphael too in the second half. So I think that had a lot to do with it. We switched up a little bit. That may be something that we looked at. We did strategically, or we did something different too at the end, and that helped us. They got some missed shots at the end of the game too as well. So, we're figuring out personnel too as well, because I mean it's funny. We're listed at this. It's so funny because whatever team is, whatever angle or whatever push they're talking about. I think I read that in times they want to make us the old team and something, because we have some seniors that have that are 3 guys that are count as seniors or freshmen, whatever you want to count them as, and so it's whatever statistic, however you want to play it as, they could be considered first-year guys, or they can be guys that's considered that had 200 starts at the previous school they were at, or 120 starts at the previous school, and whatever, depending on what story, what angle, what you're going with, you can use either definition of them or to define them. So I think really we're just trying to again get better at what we do and get a better understanding, as you might expect with so many new guys.
I know on the ACC call this morning, you singled out Jamel's defense as well.
Yeah.
So do you think he's starting to, and he had a couple of big scoring games in a row too. Do you think he's maybe putting it together at both ends of the floor now?
Well, I mean, it's always going to be a challenge, always going to be striving to get better. But I think he did some things better. Yes, I do, and I think going forward, he has to, or they all have to strive to get better. But it's across the board. It's not one guy. I don't know who's getting the blame in your minds or what. But it's a constant battle we've had. It's been across the board, and we've, so what I've said is, this is where we're at here now, and in my mind, we're a team that was 37%, so we're gonna have to go do that again.
You mentioned you have more success attacking than you do offensively. What goes into that for you guys? What's the key for you guys against?
We got to take care of the ball. I mean, the last game, I really felt like we had a good plan going into it, and we never got to that plan. Like the plays we wanted to run. I mean, we had some turnovers that were not certainly weren't planned for, and whether it be transition where we threw it to the guys who's running out of bounds, or the guy that was turned his head just as we threw it to him, or stepping out of bounds behind us. We had some things that you had hard to comprehend, or certainly hard to imagine with something. So we've got to take care of the basketball, and it wasn't like we gave them the ball, but certainly you got to make some shots. It was just it was one of those days where we just played poorly in a lot of ways. I mean, we had a 90% free throw shooter miss 3 free throws in a row on a 3-point shot. So, those are things you certainly don't anticipate going by statistics or past history, but that's how it played out. So we feel we're a better team than what we played in the last game. With that said, we were down 3 at halftime and had plenty of options in the opportunities in the first half, and we actually and I think we were led most of the first half. So, but hopefully we're a better team, and I feel we are.
With the emphasis on ball handling for breaking their press, do you anticipate kind of going with a little bit of a different mix against them than you did against, say, Syracuse zone?
Yeah, I mean.
We'll probably get in and play some significant minutes.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, I think we want our best defenders and best rebounders and all those different things. But I think there's a lot of things that factor into it. But it could be anybody out there.
Do you think with the clock going to 30 seconds that when you play against that defense, there's sometimes a tendency to rush once you do get in the half court because it takes time to get there?
Well, I mean, we've been doing the press and the 12, the 3/4 court press too, and then there's some, but I don't know that much. I don't feel. I mean, they've been doing the same thing, did it last year, and it was 35 seconds. So I don't know that the 5 seconds is that much of a difference. I just we'll see. We can say all the things we want. We got to play the right way Wednesday, and we've got to get execute, and we got to set screens, and we've got to wait for screens, and those are the things we emphasize today.
You talked about the turnover part of your I think 419 assists turnover ratio against them.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about the turnover part, the ball movement part. Obviously, you'd probably like to improve as well. What do you need to do better against them?
Well, I just mentioned screening and waiting for screens. That was something that was hard to comprehend what we did. So we talked about in transition, we need to make better decisions or throw the right pass or throw it to guys when they're looking, not have a guy standing out of bounds when you throw it to them. I mean, we had 2 of those. So I mean, there was a variety of things. Like I said, it wasn't one thing. It was turnovers that were certainly not your normal. Penetrate and over penetrate, but some of those things just occurred, and we've got to do a good job of making the right pass at the right time. So we'll see what we do on Wednesday.
Jeremy, are you saying that you found this year that the experience of the graduate transfers is overrated?
Well, no, I'm just saying that a 4-year guy is a senior is not that's been in your program for 4 years is different than a senior that's been in your program for 1 year.
Well, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, are you finding that what they did there maybe doesn't translate quite as quickly as you thought, so that the whole concept of it maybe is a little overrated? going and getting guys with experience when they come here? They don't, because.
I think every situation is different. Every situation is unique, and if guys are practicing and guys are healthy and guys are getting minutes early and all the different things, I think to generalize each kid into what situation they go to would probably be inaccurate or not give you a valid point of reference. But I just, I think everything's relative. I don't think that, you can put one and call it the same. And, bigs, smalls, positions, role that they're being put into, I think those things all matter.
Louisville, you got Louisville on their home court, they're like 17-1 there. They got 5 losses or 6 of their losses are on the road. Why is it so different for teams going on the road versus home? Like, what is the, why are they so different on the road as opposed to at home?
Them? Any team?
Really, it seems like them, but I mean.
Yeah.
But any team.
Yeah, I mean, it's the question's been asked, for years. And, I mean, obviously, they can give you all different reasons and different scenarios, but I don't. It's it's just an accepted fact. I mean, it's just an accepted fact, and it's probably nothing can prove it, but it's just it's a given. Teams generally have better records at home than on the road. Some conferences it's a greater differential. I know in the Big East they used to say that was not the case is in comparison to other leagues. I didn't have the exact numbers, but that the road teams had a better winning percentage in the Big East than other conferences. That was something that the conference used to hold their hat on. But it's just a proven. So it's just one of those things you have to accept, Paul. You're just gonna have to live with it.
So you mentioned Louisville. What's your scouting report?
Size. And really athletic, quick guards, and they play very hard. And but really the size. I mean, they have 2 guys that are out, but we saw the kid Stockman. I remember we were trying to recruit him out of high school. I thought he was like an NBA player right then, and now he's starting to play. And so I just think they're, they just got so many guys, so much depth, and so much size, especially inside.
Jamie, speaking of rules changes, have rules changes this year done what they were intended to do? Have they achieved their?
I think so. I think it's a step in the direction, and I think it's I think the scoring. I don't know what the numbers are. I haven't seen anything recently. I know it's been up a little bit, and I don't know if it's continued in the last month or so. I haven't seen anything since then. I think there's more possessions, so I think they wanted that. I think it has. Yeah, I think it has. I just hope they can continue the challenges. Again, I think still calling it as the year goes on and the games get more watched and gets talked about and guys foul out or whatever, and you got coaches complain about the calls and stuff. I mean, it's just you just wonder. You just hope, as we always hope, that once whatever emphasis it is, it sticks throughout the whole season. You play January up to January with certain way. You just hope that it continues that way.
You even noticed it just by watching the games, without looking at the stats, just seeing how the game flows.
Yeah. I mean, there was certainly. You could start from the beginning, November and December. There was certainly a change in how plays were called. There's no question. And it was pretty consistent. It was consistent. Yeah. So I think I think they've accomplished what they want to accomplish. I think they certainly have got, I haven't seen the scoring yet, but the scoring's up, more possessions. I know they don't want it to be based on just fouls, and I think eventually that will be the case where guys will learn not to play without fouling. They don't want to be in foul trouble. They don't want to be sitting on the bench. And so I think that's going to continue to lower the increase that's based on free throws more than another facet.
I know you're focused on your own team.
Right.
Can you imagine yourself being in a situation Louisville's in right now and how you and your team might react to something like that?
I think kids. I mean, I'm always amazed in what kids. If you asked every one of those kids of the players, I mean, they've been through something more draining, more emotional, more challenging than what they're going through now. I mean, I can guarantee you that, and so. I always think that we always get that question how they handle it. It's like, hey, I could give you, whether it be one of our players here just losing his grandmother and being back with his family and traveling back and hustling, doing everything he can to get back for a game on Wednesday. I mean, there's so many things that are these kids the challenges and everybody has challenges, every family wherever they come from. But I think to really to put this in perspective, I mean, there's bigger challenges in life.